So I'm getting ready to add panels to the new rack that we've built. So this is a simple slide made out of 2x8s to pull the panels up onto the container and bolt them onto this rack. This is made from leftover parts from the first rack that you see on the end that already has panels on it. And I've added a ledger at the bottom with some extensions made out of pieces of superstrut. And I think this will work pretty well for getting the panels into place. This rack will add 10 more panels, about a little less than 4,000 watts, added to the 12 that are already up on the container and 7 additional ground mounts. So here's the racks with the panels on them. There's 10 panels total, 5 top, 5 bottom. The rack next to it has 12 panels, 6 in the top and 6 in the bottom. And then this is a ground mount that I'm also experimenting with. It's EG4 ground mounts that are bolted to a steel frame that's ballasted with scrap marble and granite. It's getting pretty dusty. I'm going to be doing some experimenting, seeing how much power we gain by cleaning panels once they're fairly dusty. This other rack is made with from some scrap pipe from it was pipe used to carry ammonia for cooling in a cold storage warehouse. The panels themselves bolt onto super struts, which are held to the rack with just regular 2¼ inch muffler clamps. And the muffler clamps have a top brace that holds them, so they actually hold quite firmly on the pipe, and I can adjust it. These super struts, this is 10-foot sections of super strut. Those panels are 41 inches wide, and then there's about a 1-inch gap plus a little bit for the end mounts. So our 120 inches isn't quite enough to have 4 panels. As a matter of fact, I had to extend it a little bit to have 3. 3 panels, 41 inches wide, that's 123 inches plus an inch for the center and an inch for the ends. So we're looking at something on the neighborhood of 126 to 127 inches. So I extended these by taking pieces of superstrut, turning them upside down, and bolting them to the strut, and then welding short pieces of scrap on to give me a rack that's at the same height as the rest of the strut. You can buy splices for superstruts and for regular uni-strut, but they're actually oddly expensive, so I just made it this way. This is basically free, a little bit of welding. These struts are of course galvanized, so if you do weld on them, make sure you have adequate respiratory protection. Zinc fumes can give you a really nasty little metal disease in your lungs you just don't want. So I wear a 100 mask, so it takes out 100% of the particles. A little tough to breathe through, but it works. So this is how the racks are currently tensioned. There's a winch on each side of each rack set, so I can change the angle, and I can also tension the racks. I can also tension the racks on the downhill side, so the wind doesn't bounce them around. Again, this is 20-foot super strut welded to the cross braces, and I've got some little extensions on them right now that I'm going to be taking off. those are just there to because I wanted to add some ledgers, and the ledgers actually didn't work very well. I just used some angle iron for the ledges, and I wasn't accurate enough. So so that's kind of where we stand. This is all an experimental project. Ultimately, I intend to put in three-phase. My shop is all three-phase. I don't plan on taking the place completely off grid. Honestly, I'm just experimenting with things, keeping my brain alive, and discovering a lot of pretty interesting things. One of which is these EG4 18K PV hybrid inverters and batteries are remarkably stable, excellent product. This thing's been running continuously for about 8 months now, almost 9, with no attention paid to it. I mean, it just runs. So I don't have it connected to their monitoring and reporting right now. I will be setting up, one of the experiments I'm going to be doing is using Solar Assistant to do all the same kind of monitoring that EG4 and the Chinese manufacturers of these products can do without having them actually go out to the cloud. I don't really care for that. So as you can see, all three of those, right now there's hardly any power being consumed. So, but all three of the MPPTs have inputs to them, and I can get about 10,000 watts out of this setup currently. It's less than it should be, and it's mostly, I think, because the panels are quite dusty. We'll see what the gain is when I give them a good washing. I think I should be somewhere a little closer to the full, so somewhere around 13,000, 13K watts, and we'll see. So that's it. That's where we are. I should probably close this up. I want to put I have a heat pump, a mini split heat pump that I was going to use for a different project that I'm currently not using. So I'm going to air condition that little space, not the entire container, just the insulated part.